What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we are going to discuss and jump into the world of blocks. So let's go. Okay guys, today we are going to discuss blocks. Okay, so in our world, restoration, man, there is a plethora of blocks out there that can be used. Some say they're a waste of time, some say they're a waste of money, some say you don't need them. Well, some say these are better, some say that are better. Well, today let's kind of break it down and we're going to give you a little insight into what we use here at the shop, what we like, what applications we're using specific blocks in. And as you can see, I've got a bunch here, all different makes and models. And we use them all. So we're not, there's some that work better for other applications than others. And that's why it takes, in my opinion, you need a bunch of different styles, manufacturers, because not one company makes it all. First off, let's kind of run through what we've got. So we've got Next Level Blocks, which is a Canadian company out of Niagara Falls. We've got Lucky Blocks, which Matt is a hot rod builder, and actually the guys from Next Level are hot rod builders too, so which is really cool. We've got some Dura blocks, which is very similar to the 3M blocks, and then we have some specialty blocks from our other companies, or from the same companies as well. For something like this Dura block, it's a little easier to hold. A little smaller, we can operate it with one hand. So what we'll use these for is when we're in our first kind of round of filler work. So once we have, as we can see on the back of this Buick, we've got some smaller areas there. That's where something like that's going to come in handy for that first layer. It's going to give us a good rigid, a pretty good rigid surface. It's got a great grip on it. We can kind of get after it with 80 on there, so we can knock that filler off pretty quick. So that's kind of where we like using those types of blocks. Once we get into our finishing stages and we're down to maybe a skim coat, or we're into polyester primers, or in our final layer of primer, that's when we're going to go into more full acrylic block. That's what we like. That is more using something a little more rigid and a little more firm. And especially with primer, and especially for me with polyester primers, that's where I really like that, because it's a really, it hardens up. So when we get 120 on that over top of that polyester, it's going to cut the top of that off really, really well. So we can move through those phases much quicker. And then once we're getting, now again, the Next Level blocks here, they're a little bit different. I like them. They are a harder acrylic, but they also have a much softer foam, so they're kind of versatile. So these ones are nice because for my hands, I've got a good grip on it. But what I also like about them is they offer a lot more specialty stuff. So this one, as you can see down the profile of that, we're rounded on both ends, but it's more of a rigid, so the flex is not quite there. So this one is really nice for a longer, especially here on the Buick. If we're getting into these contours and sweeps, we've got a nice soft contour there. That's where this little edge here, this smoothed edge, really works when we're flowing through that, if we're getting into a lot of body filler on that. But as you can see, our acrylic, there's no backer on it. So again, we use stick it paper here. These Dura blocks, these ones have no backing on it, so they're gonna be for our stick it. But we do have, 3M does offer a block, and you can also get adhesive strips for your acrylics if you like it. Now, with a hook and loop, we have a little bit of a lip on this versus this. So this is going to allow a little bit of sponge, especially when we add a piece of sandpaper on that. So again, when we're in our beginning stages of bodywork, is that going to make a difference? It could, but sometimes just, we'll use that to really rip our first layer of body filler off when we're not getting into our finishing. So yeah, so with hook and loop too, guys, that's it's a little more, it's way more common in collision versus restoration. But I mean, again, we still use this stuff here. there is an application for it and a place for it in that. And so just with different grits and different papers, right? Here where we're located in Ontario, there's not a lot of restoration shops. So a lot of the distribution, a lot of the papers that are more widely accessible in other markets are not quite as widely accessible here. So sometimes we struggle to get some grits in stick it paper. So that's where we'll go into hook and loop. Sometimes the technology or the longevity is not as great on the stick it paper here in our market. So that's when we'll go to hook and loop. So again, there's lots of different applications for it. And to say that, you know, you do this, so you have to use this style, or you do this, so you have to use this style, I think is really unfair. And, but yeah, I mean, you let us know down in the comments what you prefer and where you work and what you prefer, whether you prefer stick it, hook it, whether you prefer acrylic or rubber. And yeah, see where that, I'd love to hear everybody else's opinions on it as well. All right, guys, so we've kind of gone over most of the, like what we use and the different styles and all of that. And as you can see, there's lots of different thicknesses, different lengths and different things. So let's take a quick look. We'll jump over to the Buick here. I'll kind of give you an idea and we can really see why we use the certain blocks we use, because you're looking at this one going, what's that going to block straight? And it's like, so let's jump on over and we'll have a look. All right, guys, so we're going to start with this one. Now, what are you saying? Where are we going to use this? Well, this one, a great application for this is right here on this upper sail panel. So when we're doing body work and we're getting in, we're actually working and we can see that that block with no pressure is contouring around. So we can start cross hatching, we can go many different angles, and that's going to contour right around all of that. So that's where that's going to come into play, is really getting into that. Now, this thin at a 16th, are we going to be using that for filler? Likely not. When we get into our final coat of primers, this block at a 16th is going to come in and work perfect for that sort of area. Now, this one here I was showing earlier, I kind of jumped over to the car to kind of quickly show you. We've got this contour, and where's that going to, like, I mean, again, why would you need that? Well, as I was explaining, we've got this contour here. So when we're coming down, we're getting this soft edge is actually helping us roll over top of that, where if we use this hard flat one, like we're getting a gap there. So this is actually creating a hard edge cutting into that. So if we're using that on primer or even body filler, as we know, is very soft and malleable. So that little cut, if there's a little bit of paper right on that edge, we're going to just be fighting ourselves and creating an edge. So that's why this, we can still make nice long strokes. And this contour is actually going to help us create that, that body line and keep that consistent through there. Now, when we get into, and what we've done here too is on this one, on this rubber one, we've actually created that contour. So we've ground that down and we've customized a block to make our own, right? Because again, it's when we're getting into something like this, it's really nice to just get in there. We've got this little bit of a contour there that, again, if we're on this side going here, you know, we're not going to gain that. So we've got that. And again, this is a great little size for something like this, because for me, I can get in here and I can knock that off. But as you see, like, so much of this block is heading over rather than grabbing a small one, and just now we're just digging that area out around there. So this block is great because now we can get this edge, but we're still making a much larger stroke to keep that uniform and consistent so we can get a really, really straight panel. And yeah, when we get into custom stuff like this, if we're really getting in the nitty-gritty, this is not the right block for this application, but something like this, again, this one's from Next Level. This comes in their, I forget what kit they offer that this comes in, but it's got a little notch out. But again, we can get right down in there and we can create and clean up this crisp, make that edge nice and crisp, because again, once that molding goes on, you're still gonna see that. So another great custom block. All right, guys, so this one here is a little bit weird. It's essentially a 1-inch piece of doweling. It's from Durablock, so it is the rubberized one. But I mean, even again, making your own blocks, you could go to the store and get a piece of 1-inch dowel and have more of a firm, rigid block if you didn't like using this stuff. But I mean, you know, when we're getting into contours like this, it really helps keeping that flow. And with a rubberized one, there is a bit of flex to it. So this one's coming down, it tends to bridge a little bit. So we can actually help with a little bit of pressure and contour that through and make that there. Now, if you had a bit of a longer piece of dowel, you could do the same thing because that's going to flex and bend. It's going to give you a little bit of pliability in it. But again, you know, there's lots of ways to do it, and not just one block is good for all applications. So where are we going to get all these blocks and what are we going to do? And as we've discussed, like, yes, you can make some of your own for sure, but all of these companies now, and there's way more than this, they offer kits, they offer master kits, starter kits, prep kits, detail kits, specialty kits. So we will definitely leave some links down below in the description, linking to the Lucky Blocks, Next Level Blocks, True Blocks, and even Big Kid Blocks, to where you can go and you can find them and you can kind of have a look for yourselves and see which ones will suit and work best for you. The Durablock stuff and 3M, I'm sure you could get them from down in the US. I'm sure Summit and Harbor Freight would probably have that stuff. Up here in Canada, Napa and your CarQuest and those would definitely have that Durablock for you if you're looking for that. So yeah, guys, we will leave them in the comments or in the description below where you can get some of these blocks. You guys comment below what blocks you're using and maybe send us some pictures of some of the custom blocks that you've made for a certain application, because we'd love to see them, and the more we can share, maybe we can help the next guy out with a block where he doesn't have to quite fight that application. So right on, guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one, and keep blocking.